Hello traders, welcome to another trading video on Triumph of Trust FX channel. Today we'll be looking at a very important and highly profitable strategy that will make you to get some good profits from trading. This strategy, if you follow the parameters or the setup or the criteria, is going to make you really good profits from the FX market. So if you are new in this channel, please click on that subscribe button, click on the notification bell to alert you when we upload any new video in this channel. We have a lot of videos that are highly educative in this channel. You can check out all our videos for all our strategies, and you will never regret uh, coming to this channel. We also have a free Telegram group below the description of this video. You will see a link to our free Telegram group. You can get the template and indicators we use for all our strategy from the group. We also have a VIP paid group if you want to be mentored or to be really tutored from scratch. Um, you can join the VIP paid group as well. So we'll go over to the strategy. So the market makers at each session of the market will induce traders to a particular direction and move to the opposite direction. And this is clearly seen most of the time during the London session. Immediately after the Asian range, you see this occurring several times in the market. This is the HR range. For example, here, the traders were induced to buy and market go downward. Traders were induced to sell and market move upward. Traders were induced to buy and market move downward. Traders were induced to sell and market move upward. Traders were induced to sell here, market move upward. Traders were induced to buy, sell, and market move upward. So they are very smart and they don't really want you to make money from the forex market. So if you take your time to study the way they move the market, you will join them in the trend and you will really make some good money and profits from the forex market. So, and when this happen, this strategy is preferable you trade it at the breakout of the London session. So immediately after the Asian session, this is when you wait for the setup. And this movement, this inducement always take up to like 30, 60, 90 to 120 minutes into the London session. So this is the time you will wait for the setup to play out. Once it play out, you will just take your trade very easily, very easy. You just take your trade and relax, and your profits will be counted green or blues all the way. So I'm using 30 minutes time frame because that will give us the perfect setup. So the first candle, each candle is 30 minutes. So when we are talking about 90 minutes, we are just looking at three candles instead of you going to the 15 minutes time frame. Sometimes they may confuse you with uh, the price. Like here, you see these pushes. Although people, if you study it very well, you may really understand. We have this one, two, three to the downside, and price gave a railroad track and moved to the upside. But in the 30 minutes time frame, this is what you got. All those pushes, those three pushes to the downside, will just appear in maybe three or four candles as in this case this is four candles and here we have three, so it will be clearer. So what are we looking for? The parameters we are looking for before we take this trade this strategy are: we want to see three pushes to the downside, three candles of the 30 minutes time frame, one, two, three to the downside. That is if we want to buy. And the fourth candle will either form an engulfing pattern, a railroad track, or a pin bar, then we take the trade. If this setup is not clear to you, do not take it. And I will also encourage you to make sure you backtest this strategy, study it carefully before putting in your real money to trade this strategy. All right, so we'll carefully look at some of the example. Okay, let me explain this. I've done that before, but just for clarity, we have 1, 2, 3 candles to the downside. The fourth candle gave us an engulfing pattern. We take our entry here, stop loss here, and our take profit will take 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio, and we are done. It's as simple as that. Let me see if I will get a buy, a sell setup on this pair. So I think I have something easy in Euro GBP. Okay, for the buy setup, this is what for the sell. I've explained a buy. For the sell setup, this is what we are looking at here. We have a setup here. After the Asian range, we have 1, 2, 3 candles to the top side, to the upside, and an engulfing pattern. We take our entry here, stop loss here, take profit 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio, and we're out. Same thing happened here. 1, 2, 3 to the upside. What we have is a pin bar. Price goes below 13 exponential moving average. Or at this pin bar, you take your entry, stop loss here, 1 to 2, you are done. So there is no way you will not get up to at least a minimum of one setup per day that will give you up to 50 pips. So if you are making 50 pips per day, it's you are really profitable. Look at what happened here. 1, 2, 3 to the upside and a golfing pattern. Take our entry here. If you put your stop loss here, this will take you out, but you can re-enter and gain back your losses. So we'll look at some of the examples in this verse. So let's start with this Euro GBP. So look at this one here. Immediately after the Asian range, we have 1, 2, 3 to the upside and an engulfing pattern. So taking your entry here, stop loss will be somewhere here. Then we're looking at 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. And what do you have? So this, you would have taken your profit here, and if we'll be really taken down, you see that we'll have up to for till the end of the New York session. What do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 to 6 risk to reward ratio, and that is profitable, highly profitable. This happened on the 25th of March 2021, and on the 29th of March, the same thing setup came up on Euro GBP. 1, 2, 3 to the upside, and we have a pin bar. So you can wait for price to close below the 13, or you can take an entry here. And if you do, we are going to be having, let's see, if we take the entry there, this is 1 to 1, 1 to 2, and 1 to 3. Then we still have 1 to 4 on Euro GBP on the 29th. So you can see it is simple and straight to the point. Look at here. What do we have here? That is on the 30th of March 2021. So if you have taken an entry here after the 3 pushes to the upside, after taking an entry here, price pushes up and to take you out, you put your stop loss here. So that is a loss trade. you can take another entry here as soon as that takes you off. So this will give you 1-to-1. So you get back your losses here. So here the setup was not complete. But if you are smart enough, you can take this 1, 2, 3, and the fourth one, a railroad track. You take your entry. But we are not looking at this. I don't want you to have to crowd your head with so many setup. Just look for the one I explained. Then you take your entry. Let's look at GBP AUD. I'll be giving you just recent examples. GBP AUD. This is 31st, which has been. Then this is on the 30th. Look at this. We have 1, 2, 3. The fourth candle was an engulfing pattern, and let's see how that played out. Here is our entry. Here is our stop loss. And looking at this, we have 1-to-1, 1-to-2, 1-to-2, and if you hold, I think that's if you hold your trade to the end of the day, that will give you 1-to-3. Here we have one, and this setup is not complete. But if you're smart, you can still take this entry after this drop, then you buy. But that is not our setup. Here would have been a good setup, but we want to see 3 red candles drop after the Asian range 1, 2, 3. But nothing happened there. Okay. So that is that for GBP AUD recently. Then we can as well look at GBP NZD. I think I saw a setup on GBP NZD. GBP NZD. Yeah. Let me see. Yes, we have a setup here. So on the 25th of March, we have a setup here. After 3 drops, 3 candles to the downside, and engulfing a very big and engulfing candle. So you take your entry here and you put your stop loss here. So this is 1-to-1, 1-to-2. It was not to 1-to-3, but that is it. You make your profits from there. Then looking at GBP USD, GBP USD of 26. We still have a pattern here. 1, 2, 3 after the Asian range, and we have an engulfing pattern. So let's see how this played out. We have our entry and stop loss. One to one, then up to 1-to-2. Yes, exactly 1-to-2. And you are done. Some drop 1, 2, 3, and we have. Could I cause it? If it's not clear, you ignore it. But if I see this setup, I will take it. So I will only take the clearer ones. So let's look at another example with Euro JPY. Euro JPY on the 26th. I think this is a bit clearer. You can if you have a bullish candle and followed by 2 bearish candles to drop down downside, you can take it. So we have 1, 2, 3, and an engulfing pattern. So if you take this trade, entry here, stop loss will be here, and this will give you 1-to-1, 1-to-2. It's not to 1-to-3, and that's a profitable trade. We also have AUD card that happened recently. AUD card. Look at AUD card. We have 1, 2, 3 to the drop side, and we have a railroad track from here. Let's see if this will be able to give us 1 to 2. If not, 1 to 1 will be okay. So taking your entry there, we have 1 to 1, and that is 1 to 2. We got it. So profitable trade. Then looking at NZD card, we can also have a setup here with NZD card. So here we have 1, 2, 3, and we have an engulfing pattern here. Let's see where we got our TP entry. There's stop loss here. So sorry. So this will be 1 to 1 or 1 to 2. I don't know if that will give us 1 to 3, but this is profitable. Here we have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, 3, 4 candles before a pin bar. You can take an entry here, and this will give you 1 to 2. Then another example I want us to look at is Aud Jpy. Have I mentioned that? Aud Jpy. Let's look at Aud Jpy. Let's start from here. We have a drop here on the 26th. 1, 2, 3, and an engulfing pattern. So taking this, we're going to have our entry there and our stop loss here. One very important thing on this strategy is even if you are taking out, you can recover your losses the same day. 1 to 1, 1 to 2, and 1 to not up to 1 to 3, unless you hold it till the following day, which is here. Okay, yeah, that is 1 to 3. Sure, this here you hit the 1 to 3. Then looking at Bitcoin, BTC USD on the 29th, we still have a setup here 1, 2, 3 to the top, to the downside, and we have this pattern. So taking your entry here, stop loss here, and this will give you 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 5, 1 to 6. This is awesome. Then GBP card on the 25th and 26th, we also had a good setup. 25th. So here we see 1, 2, 3 to the drop side, downside, and a radio track. So you can take your entry here, or you take it here. So this will give you, if you take it here, you will have 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, and 1 to 4. The following day, we still have the setup 1, 2, 3, and an engulfing pattern. Then, taking this trade, you will have a 1 to 1, 1 to, it's not to 1 to 2, but you have 1 to 1. If you enter on time, you may go back to 15 minutes time frame. This is 26th of March. If you go to 15 minutes time frame, you can actually enter. Oh, okay, it's the same thing. So, but this did not give us up to 1 to 2, but we have 1 to 1. Then There's another example that I want to share with us on NZD and NZD NZD This is NZD on the 25th. Look at what happened here. 25th, we have 1, 2, 3 to the upside and an engulfing pattern. What happened here? So if you would have taken this trade here, it would have taken you out. Stop loss will be here, entry will be here. So stop loss here. So the trade went back up, took out liquidity, and you're out. So you can wait to take another entry here as price closes below the 13 exponential moving average. So the yellow line is 13 exponential moving average. I think from our previous video, you should know what this line stands for. This is 13 exponential moving average. This is 50 exponential moving average. And this is 200 exponential moving average. We also have the 800 exponential moving average. Okay, so taking another entry here would have recovered your losses. So this gave us 1 to 1 and you recover it. The following day we have another set of 1, 2, 3 to the downside and an engulfing pattern. So when you take this trade here, stop loss here, then this will give you, it's not up to 1 to 2, 1 to 1, and that's good. The same thing happened on Jpy here, but this, I think this gave 1, 2, 3 to the downside and an engulfing pattern. So taking your entry here, this will give you 1 to 1, 1 to 2, as far as 1 to 3. Then the previous day we had 1, 2, 3 rise and an engulfing pattern to the downside. This is a loss trade, but you can take another entry here because we have, if you lose a trade, just wait for price to close below the 13 moving average. You can take it. But with this engulfing pattern, you can as well take an entry here because we have a 3 rise here, 1, 2, 3, and engulfing pattern. This will help you to recover the losses you incurred in this particular place. So as you can see, the strategy is simple and straight to the point. So please invite your friends to this channel. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, do so, and like and comment as well. So that will be all for this strategy. Just try as much as possible to practice this strategy very well before you put you put your real money into trading it. When you watch videos on strategies on YouTube or anywhere else, they look very simple, but it is not as simple as you think. You have to take your time to backtest this strategy, study it carefully so that you will not make mistake. You can be excited about this strategy. Oh, this strategy looks very simple, but once you start trading it, you may be having some difficulties and errors. So take your time to study it. And you want us to mentor, you need a mentorship, we can do that for you. The link to our Telegram group is below this video on the description. So please, I wish you all the best in your trading and let's succeed together. Thank you for watching.